first I wanted to mention, coming to this aptitude class, the aptitude exam you are going to write in third year and or else final year. Most of the companies going to conduct some aptitude test. So the main thing is you have to complete or solve the problem within time. That is very very important, ma. So everybody can solve the problem if you are giving 1 day or 2 day. So we can find easily. We have to spend a lot of time. Then you can easily find the solution of the given problem. But here our in aptitude exams for the given companies, they are conducting different companies, they are conducting different aptitude exams. The first main thing you are going to concentrate, they have given only 40 minutes, but the question number is the total number of questions is also 40. So in 40 minutes you have to solve 40 questions, ma. So calculate for each question you are having going to you are going to solve the problem within 1 minute. Within 1 minute only you are going to solve the problem. So 40 minutes means 40 problems. So without calculator, they in aptitude test they don't use calculators, huh? They don't allow us to use calculators. So without calculator you have to solve the problem within the given time. So each problem you have only 1 minute only. So think how thorough you will be the topic means then only you can solve the problem within a time. So otherwise no use of your learning in a placement class. So for that you need more and more practice for each and every topic. Can you hear my voice, students? Can you hear my voice, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. The main thing is you have to solve the problem within a given span of time. That is very very important. Moreover, I am calculating within 1 minute you have to solve one problem. Within 1 minute you have to solve one problem. So think you have to clear all the problems or solve all the problems within 1 minute. So that keep it in your mind. So you need more practice. So then only you can easily solve the problem. Okay. So then move on to the topic first. Let's have a topic is now. Today's topic is speed and distance. Speed, the basic formula very simple only, but if you have to during formula is very simple, but solving the problem is little bit difficult. You have to think and answer. Speed is equivalent to distance by time. The basic formula, you know, from 6th standard onwards we are reading the same formula. Speed is equivalent to distance by time. Distance is equivalent to speed into time. Time is equal to distance by speed. So these are the important three basic formulas. Speed is equivalent to distance by time. Distance is equivalent to speed into time. Time is equal to distance by speed. So then we have to calculate how to convert kilometer per hour to meter per second conversion. And then meter per second to kilometer per hour conversion. So kilometer per hour to meter per second conversion means, for example, you consider I'm going to convert x kilometer per hour into meter per second means I have to multiply the answer with 5 by 18. Similarly, I have to convert my answer from meter per second to kilometer per hour, multiply the answer. So this is the important thing. So to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second. 1 minute, hold on. 1 minute. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma. So if the speed or in the ratio A is to B, then the time taken to cover the distance will be B is to A. So if the speed or in this ratio, for example, they are comparing two speeds, two vehicle speeds. Either it may be they are comparing car and train speeds or car and bus speed. So they can compare any two different things. If the speed or the ratios A is to B, then the time taken to cover the distance will be B is to A. So the important thing, to convert x kilometer per hour to, that means kilometer per hour to meter per second means multiply answer with 5 by 18. In the reciprocal, from convert meter per second to kilometer per hour, you have to multiply the answer with 18 by 5. Then average speed. So to calculate the average speed, the formula is 2 into xy divided by x plus y. For example, they are calculating the first vehicle, they are comparing two vehicle means we need to calculate some average speed, right? So for the first vehicle speed they are considering as x, the second vehicle speed they are considering as y. So then average speed of these both vehicles means you have to calculate by the formula 2xy divided by x plus y. Maybe you can compare the two vehicles, they are moving in opposite directions. Maybe you have to calculate the average speed, the two vehicles, they are moving in same direction. Students, can you hear my voice, ma? Students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Okay. So first problem number 1, a person crosses a 600 meter long street in 5 minutes. What is his speed in kilometer per hour? First problem. So read the problem twice and then conclude the answer. So first, a person crosses a 600 meter long street. You imagine you crosses a 600 meter long street in 5 minutes. So what is his speed in kilometer hour? So what is the person's speed? So you know the formula for speed is equivalent to distance by time. So distance 600 meter they have given, time 5 minutes. So 5 in converting into second means 5 into 60. So simplifying these two I get 2 meter per second. So the option is wrong option, 2 meter per second. Okay, so you have the option is 2 meter per second, but then what is the speed in kilometer per hour they are asking. So convert this, you have to convert this. What is the conversion, ma'am? Converting meter per second means kilometer per hour. So multiply the answer with, already I told you, right? Multiply the answer with 5 by 18 or 18 by 5, ma? Tell me, any one of you, ma? Now I got the answer in meter per second, ma, but they are asking in kilometer per hour. What do you have to do? What you have to do, da? Multiply the answer with, so everyone is learning the class only, right? So you have to multiply the answer with 18 by 5, ma. So 2 into 18 by 5, I got 7.2. So the answer is option B. Are you able to follow? This is very simple one. Say yes or no, ma? Say yes or no. Any one of you, please respond me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So meter per second pa, but I need the question is to find the answer in kilometer per hour. So multiply the answer 2 with 18 by 5 to convert from meter per second to kilometer per hour. You have to multiply the answer with 18 by 5. So 2 into 18 by 5, what you get ma 7.2. So the answer is option B. Problem number 2. If a person walks at 14 km per hour instead of 10 km per hour, he would have walked 20 km more. So the actual distance traveled by him is, you have to again, if a person per hour instead of 10 km per hour. So usually the person's speed is 10 km per hour. Particularly on the day he increases his speed by 14 km per hour. He would have walked 20 km more. So he increases on the day alone 40 km per hour. So the distance covered by him is also more. So he covered the distance and 20 km more. So what is the actual distance traveled by him is that we have to calculate now. So the given option is option A 50 kilometers, option B 70 kilometers, and option C 56 kilometers, and option D 80 kilometers. Solution, you know the distance is equivalent. The question is to find distance solution distance by, first you have to distance by speed. So we don't know the distance. So first I am calculating the distance is I am considering as x. So x by 10. See here I am considering the x by 10 means distance by c. Usually he travels some distance or he covers some distance. That distance also we don't know. So I am considering usually his speed is 14. So distance by c speed on the x by 10. Then x plus 20 means he on that day he covers the distance as usual. He covering the distance x kilometer, but he he increases speed on the particular day, so he covered extra 20 kilometer more. So I add here x plus 20. So by this and on that particular day his speed is his person's walks instead of 14 kilometer per hour. So divide the answer by 14. Then so what is the answer for x by 10 and x plus 20 by 14 is equivalent to, then solving this you are getting 70 kilometers. Answer is option B. So when you are free means you substitute and solve, you can easily get the answer. Then you want a problem number 3. So problem number 3, a boy goes to his school from his house at the speed of 3 km per hour and returns at the speed of 2 km per hour. If he takes 5 hours in going and coming, the distance his house to school we have to calculate for. So again you read the problem clearly ma. A boy goes to his school from his house at the speed of 3 km per hour. So usually the boy go to school from his house to school and his speed always 3 km per hour. And when he returns from school to home, he decreases speed 1 kilometer. So 2 kilometers. So if he takes 5 hours in going and coming, so calculating 3 plus 2, 5 hours going and coming. So the distance, what is the distance between his house and school, that we have to calculate. First understand the question ma. They have given 4 options: A 4.5, B 5.5, and C 6 kilometer, and D 7 kilometer. Solution: average speed is equivalent to, so we have to calculate the average speed. So here and he is going and coming, so totally 3 plus 2 5 hours. Okay ma. So while going 2 kilometers and while coming 3 kilometers, why we are multiplying 2 ma? So multiply 2 times, to and fro, from home to school as well as school to home. So multiply the answer by 2. Then 2 into 3 into 2 divided by 3 plus 2. So 12 by 5 kilometer per hour. So distance traveled for per hour is, but if he takes 5 hours for per hour, 12 by 5 means if he takes 5 hours for going and coming. So multiply the answer with 5. So 12 by 5 into 5, 5 get cancelled. So the answer is 12 kilometers. So distance traveled or distance between his house and school is 12 kilometer. And then okay, that's all. A problem number 4. Next, a man completes a journey in 10 hours. He travels first half of the journey at the rate of 21 km per hour and second half at the rate of 24 km per hour. Find the total journey in kilometer. They are asked to find the total journey in kilometer. Yeah, a man complete his journey in 10 hours. So usually he complete his journey in totally he complete his journey in 10 hours, and he travels first half of the journey at the rate of 21 km per hour, and second half of the journey at the rate of 24 km per hour. Find the total journey in kilometers. So total journey in kilometer is 220 kilometer. They are given options. So first half of the journey is x by distance is we don't know, so I am considering x divided by he covers 21 kilometer. The second half of the journey here covering x by 24, so that is equivalent to totally 20 hours. So calculating to and fro, we are calculating totally 20 hours. So then solving this above equation, so we find the value of answer mark. So you can get 224 kilometer more. Problem number 5. Excluding stoppages, the speed of a bus is 554 km per hour, and including stoppages, it is 45 km per hour. For how many minutes does the bus stop per hour? One minute, ma. Excluding stoppages, the speed of a bus is 54 km, and including stoppages, it is 45 km per hour. For how many minutes does the bus stop per hour? So read the problem. You imagine you are traveling in a bus, excluding stoppages. While we are traveling in bus, we are having some stoppages, right? So the exclude the stoppages, the speed of a bus is you consider as a 50 km per hour, and including stoppages, its speed is 45 km per hour. So how many minutes does the bus stop per hour? That you have to calculate. So see here the distance between excluding stoppages, the speed of the bus is 54, including stoppages speed is 45. So subtract these 254 minus 45, I got so 9. So the distance of hours between the speed distance between excluding and including stoppage is 9 hours. So 9 divided by 54 and into 60. So then you get the answer. What is the answer, ma? Anyone? Answer is option B, part 10. Next, in a flight of 600 km, an aircraft was slowed down, and due to bad weather, its average speed for the trip was reduced by 200 km per hour, and the time of flight increased by 30 minutes. The duration of the flight you have to calculate. So in a flight of 600 km, an aircraft was slowed down. So you imagine traveling in a flight of 600 km, an aircraft was slowed down due to bad weather. So due to bad weather, the aircraft was slowed down. So its average speed for the trip was reduced by 200 km per hour. Because due to the bad weather, its average speed for the trip was reduced by 200 km per hour, and the time of flight is increased by 30 minutes. But the average speed is reduced by 200 km per hour due to the bad weather, but the time of the flight is increased by 30 minutes. So what is the duration of the flight is that you have to calculate for? Answer is option A. They have given 4 options: 1 hour, option B 2 hours, option C 3 hours, and option D 4 hours. So the solution. So we don't know the first we know the distance. First the flight is traveling 600 kilometers fast. So 600 divided by, and we don't know the distance. So I am considering as x plus again the speed is like 600, but due to the average speed of the trip was reduced. So I have the speed for first traveling speed they did not given. I am considering as x, but the speed is reduced by 200 kilometers. So 2 into x more 2x plus 1, because and the flight increased, the speed of the flight is increased by 30 minutes. So then equivalent to the total time the traveling is reduced is 200 km per hour. So now solving this above equation, so I got 1 hour. So the answer is option A, 1 hour. Next problem number 7. A man takes 5 hours 45 minutes in walking to a certain place and riding back. He would have gained 2 hours by riding both ways. The time he would take to both ways, we have to calculate. So a man takes, let's read the problem and understand, then you can easily solve the problem. Only simple and solutions only. A man takes 5 hours 45 minutes in walking to a certain place and riding back. So he takes some time to riding or walking into a particular place and he returned back. So totally for riding to a certain place and return back to same place, he takes 5 hours 45 minutes. He would have gained 2 hours by riding both ways. He would have gained by 2 hours by riding both ways. So the time he would take to walk both ways, what is we have to calculate the time for. So by mind calculation, we can calculate by 4 hours. So multiplying 5 hours 45 minutes by 2. Sorry, while subtracting these two values, I got 3 hours 45 minutes. Problem number 8. A car travels 8 km in first quarter of an hour and 6 km in the second quarter, and then 16 km in the third quarter, and the average are in kilometer per hour for the entire journey we have to calculate. So a car travels 8 km in first quarter an hour, and 6 km in the second quarter, and then 16 km in the third quarter. The average speed of the car in kilometer per hour, the entire journey. The average speed already you know, total distance divided by total time. First you have to calculate. Then the average speed formula already I told you, 2xy divided by 2x plus y. So substitute the value of distance and time. So distance and time, you know, they have given clearly. So first quarter we have to substitute 8 km. The second quarter you have to substitute 6 km, and third quarter 16 km. Then average you have to calculate. So calculating, I am given the answer option 36(1). See, you are calculating by giving the formula. Average speed formula is also, you know, substituting, you get the answer. The same model problem will be discussed here also. And a tourist covers half of the journey by train at 60 km per hour. Half of the remainder by bus at 30 km per hour, and rest by cycle 10 km per hour. Then average speed of the tourist in kilometer per hour during his entire journey is. So first you understand the problem clearly, ma. A tourist covers half of the journey by train at 600 km per hour. Oh, okay, ma, if I got to take attendance also. Oh my God, please don't leave the class bar. I want to take this screenshot. So it will A tourist covers half of the journey by a train at 60 km per hour. Half of the remainder, so first half of the journey he travels by journey and he covers the distance 60 km per hour. And remainder by bus at 30 km per remainder half of the journey he covered by bus. The time is the speed is 30 km per hour. And the rest by cycle, the third quarter he complete his distance by using cycle. a vehicle cycle, he covers the distance by 10 km per hour. Then the average speed of the tourist in kilometer per hour during his entire journey. So we have to calculate average speed of the tourist person in kilometer per hour. You have to calculate, and during his entire journey also you have to calculate. So average speed is equivalent to distance traveled by time. So first we note on the distance, so x divided by, we have to calculate like this now. So x by first half of the distance, second half, third half. That means why they are giving 2 by 60 means here see the word half of the journey. That means 1 by 2. So that means half of the journey means we have divided the journey by 2 times. So 2 by 60. Then and the remainder half is divided into 2 vehicles. 1/4 is bus. The second first quarter is bus. The second quarter is cycle. So the quarter will represent the letter 4 divided by 30 by using bus, and the second quarter by using cycle. So 4/4 represents by 4 by the distance covered is by using cycle is 10 km. So then by simplifying this denominator, I got 5x by 120. Again, x divided by 5x by 120 is equivalent to 20 km per hour. Calculating means getting answer 20 km per hour. So answer is option D. A boat running upstream takes 8 hours. Next problem number 10. A boat running upstream, it takes 8 hours 48 minutes to cover a certain distance, while it takes 4 hours to cover the same distance. Running downstream, what is the ratio between the speed of the boat and speed of the water current respectively? So first you understand the problem as usual, then read the problem twice, then you can easily solve the problem. So a boat running upstream. So you imagine you traveling in a boat in a river. So a boat running, upstream means upward direction, downstream means downward direction. A boat running in upstream takes 8 hours 48 minutes to cover certain things. While traveling in upstream, a boat takes 8 hours 48 minutes to cover certain distance. While it takes 4 hours to cover the same distance running downstream, but while it takes 4 hours only to cover the same distance when it's running towards the downstream. So what is the ratio between the speed of the boat and speed of the water current respectively? So we have to calculate the ratio between the water speed and the speed of the water. Okay. So here by knowing this ratio formula A is to B. So same here 8 hours 48 minutes, here given 4 hours more. So nearly this 8 hours, and I am converting this 48 is nearly equivalent to 1 hour. So subtract this, because this 48 minutes you have to subtract. So I got 3. 4 hours 1 hour substitute minus panna, you get 3 marks. So 8 is to 3. So option is C. So see here, let the explanation of the problem, let the man's rate upstream be I am considering as x km per hour, and the downstream I am considering is y km per hour. Then the distance covered in upstream is 8 hours 48 minutes. Distance covered in downstream is 4 hours. So x into, first you have to calculate the upstream I am considering as x into 8 hour 48 minutes. So I am considering is 8 into 4 by 5. Similarly y into 4 hours more. So then simplifying this I got 44. Simplifying this above equation, 8 5s are 40, 40 plus 4, 44, 44 into x, 44 by 5 into x is equivalent to 4 by. So the mixed fraction is converted into normal fraction. Then I have to calculate y. So rearrange the above equation for y. So 4 and 44 commonly is simplifying means 1 4s are 4, 11 4s are 44. So y is equivalent to 11 by 5 into x. So the required ratio is y plus x by 2, as usual y is to y minus x by 2. So y plus x by 2 and then y minus x by 2. So y value is 4y, already then 11 by 5 into x. So sorry, y is equal to 11 by 5 into x. Substitute the value of x and y here. So 16x by 5 into 1 by 2. Here 6x by 5 into 1 by 2. So you have to subtract and then you have to answer. Then Simplifying this above equation and solving x, then I got 8 by 5 is to 3 by 5. Then answer is 8 is to 3. So the answer is 8 is to 3. Option C. Go through the problem once, then you can easily understand now. Then I move on to the next. Already we discussed, right, the explanation here. In a flight of 600 kilometer, an aircraft was slowed down due to bad weather. So its average speed for the trip was reduced by 200 km per hour, and the time of the flight is increased by 30 minutes. And the duration of the flight is, we find answer is 1 hour. The explanation given here, Seema, that the duration of the flight B, flight B x as I am considering. So usually 600 divided by first duration is I am considering as x. So next also 60, but the time was reduced as 30 minutes. So x plus increased by 30 minutes. So x plus 1 by 2. 30 minutes is nothing but half, right? Half an hour. So x plus 1 by 2 is equivalent to 200. So the distance covered trip was reduced by 200 kilometers. So I'm substituting this 200. Then next step, x 600 by x minus 600. I'm taking LCM, x plus 1 by 2. I'm taking LCM as 2. So 2 into x, 2x plus 1 divided by 2, you get, right? Denominator we are having 2. So and this 2 is multiplied with 600. So 600 into 2, I got 1200 is equivalent to 200. Then cross multiplying, x into 2x plus 1 is equivalent to 3. Because solving this equation, I got 600, 1200 and 300, I got 3. So then multiplying this x with inside. So x into 2x, 2x square, not 2x, 2 more, this is 2x square plus x into 1 plus x minus, I bring this 3 from the so I get minus 3 is equivalent to 0. So factorize the above equation. What is the equation mark? Second order equation, 2x square plus x minus 3 is equivalent to 0. So factorizing this above equation, I got two solutions, not 2x plus 3 into x minus 1. So 2x plus 3 means what is the x value, ma? 2x is equivalent to 3, x is equivalent to, 2x is equivalent to minus 3. Then x is equivalent to minus 3 by 2. First solution. Coming to second solution, I got x minus 1. So what is x is equivalent to? Then x is equivalent to plus 1. So neglecting the negative value of x, I got take the second solution, x is equivalent to 1 now. So the answer is option A. So the very important problem. Well, last placement class they are asking placement aptitude exam. And some of the important, I think Wipro or TCS, I don't know, but they are asking the same problem. So please go through the problem once. If you had any doubt, means I can repeat it. I can repeat this problem again. Very, very important problem on this model. Repeatedly they are asking it. Once please go through. If you had any doubt, means I will explain the problem again. I'll give one minute time, a half minute, just to go through the problem once. Don't leave the class, ma. We have, I have to give attendance, ma. So please don't leave the class. So very important problem, ma. So in a flight of 600 kilometer, an aircraft was slowed down due to the bad weather. Its average speed for the trip was reduced to 200 km per hour, and the time of flight is increased by 30 minutes. The duration of flight is for that. So the duration, the flight of 600 kilometer, you know, divided by the distance, the How long it will take some time, we don't know, pa. And distance by time, so distance is 600 kilometer divided by time, we don't know, so I considering as x. And then due to bad weather, it is slowed down. Okay, so the distance is same 600 only, but the flight of the speed is increased by 30 minutes. 30 minutes is nothing but half an hour. So you have to add this x with half an hour. So x plus 1 by 2 is equivalent to, it was reduced to 200 kilometer per hour. They have given the data 200 is equivalent to 200. Next step, you have to take LCM, x plus 1 by 2. So I am taking LCM as 2. So 2x plus 1. Then this denominator is 2 is multiplied with 600. So I got 1200. So 600 by x minus 1200 by 2x plus 1 is equivalent to 200. So commonly simplifying this, I got 3. Okay. So then x into 2x plus 1 is equivalent to 3. So the multiplying x with 2x plus 1, x into 2x square. This is not 2x 2 more, this is 2x square plus 1 into x minus 3. I bring this 3 to the left hand side, so I got minus 3 is equivalent to 0. So the final equation is 2x square plus x minus 3 is equivalent to 0. So factorize the above equation. I got 2x plus 3 into x plus 1 is x minus 1 is equivalent to 0. So we have two solutions. One is 2x plus 3, another one is x minus 1. So solving this 2x plus 3, find the value of x. So 2x plus 3 is equivalent to 0. Then find value of 2x. 2x is equivalent to minus 3. Then x is equal to minus 3 by 2. This is first solution. Coming to second solution, x minus 1. So x minus 1 is equivalent to 0. Then what is the value of f? X is equivalent to 1. But previous value I got minus 3 by 2. So the condition is neglecting the negative value of x. So considering only the positive value of x. So x is equivalent to 1 now. So the answer is option A. I think you understand problem. So then move on to the problem number 12. It takes 8 hours for a 600 kilometer journey. If 120 kilometer is done by a train and the remaining by car. So the same model is repeated, but the numerical is different, but it's important problem. So only we are discussing the model part. It takes 8 hours for a 600 kilometer journey, and if 120 kilometers is done by train and the rest by car, it takes 20 minutes more if 200 kilometers is done by train and the rest by car. So the ratio of the speed of the train to that of the car we have to calculate. So first to understand the problem, it takes 8 hours for 600 kilometer journey. So totally to cover a 600 kilometer distance, it will take some 8 hours. They have given. If 120 kilometers is done by, so the total we are having 600 kilometer. In that we are dividing into quarter, half, etc. So first, if 120 kilometer is done by train and the rest by car. So the first half is 120 kilometer is done by or traveled by train, and the remaining is done by car, means the remaining distance is covered by car. So it takes 20 minutes more if 200 kilometer is done by train. When it takes 20 minutes more, if 200 kilometer is done by train and the rest by car. So when it takes more time, it will take 20 minutes more. When if 200 kilometers is done by train and the remaining is done by car. So the ratio of the speed of the train to the of car is we have to calculate now. Okay, let the speed of the train be x kilometer per hour and that of car I am considering is different, y kilometer per hour. So first one, the train, it is done by train means 120 kilometer. So 120 divided by x. So minus, subtract this 120 with 600. So what you got, minus 4. I got 480. So the remaining is done by car. So 480 by y is equivalent to 8. So now you have to solving the above equation. So I got what you got, 1 by x plus 4 by y equivalent to 1 by 15. So consider this equation number 1. Similarly, I move on to the second part of the statement. I move problems or a second part. I move on to the second part of the problem. So we divide the problem into two parts. First part only, first equation. Now by understanding the second part, then only we can solve the second part of the equation. So it takes 20 minutes more. When it can take 20 minutes more, if 200 kilometers is done by train. So 200 kilometers is done by train. So 200 by x plus remaining rest by car. So 200. So total hours is 600. So 200 kilometers done by car. So 200. Remaining is 200 minus 600. I got 400. So remaining is done by car is 400 by bike is equivalent to 25 by. So solving this above equation, I got 1 by x plus 2 by y is equivalent to 1 by 24. So consider this equation 1 and 2. Now we have to solve equation 1 and 2. Solving as usual equation 1 and 2. So I got x is equivalent to 60 and y is equivalent to 80. So ratio of the speed is 60 is to 80. Again simplifying this, I got 3 is to 4. That means 3 2s are 32 is 60 and 42 is 80. So 3 is to 4. So answer is option C. That is also a very, very important problem. Kindly go through the problem for 1 minute. Then again, had any doubt means I will explain the problem again. Then if you had no doubt means then we move on to the next problem. Kindly go through the problem. Okay. So calculating means the total journey. If we, because this is important model ma, total journey is 600 and 120 is done by train and rest by car means 120 is done by train. The remaining rest means 600 minus 120 480. The remaining done by car. Similarly, the second part of the problem is if 200 kilometers done by train, then rest by car. Then again second equation is 200 is done by car, so 200 by x plus remaining rest by car. What is the remaining for 600 minus 200? I got 400, so 400 by y. So solving these two equation, I got x is equivalent to 60 and y is equivalent to 80. So ratio of the speeds means you have to compare these two speeds. 60 is to 80. So solving again 3 is to 4. So the answer is option C. Now for next problem number 13. An aeroplane covers a certain distance at a speed of 240 km per hour in 5 hours. To cover the same distance in 1 into 2 by 3 hours, it must travel at a speed of. So you have to concentrate on this problem. So an aeroplane covers a certain distance at a speed of 240 km per hour in 5 hours. So you imagine traveling in aeroplane. So it covers some distance. They did not mention the distance. So it covers some distance. And the speed is they have given 240 km per hour and also time is given 5 hours. To cover the same distance, in 1 into 2 by 3 hours, 1 into 2 by 3 hours, it must travel at a speed to cover the same distance. The time is different. In 1 into 2 by 3 hours, it must travel at a speed. Speed is also different, right? So we have to calculate. They have given 4 options. Option A, 300 km per hour. Option B, 360 km per hour. Option C, 600 km per hour. And option D, 720 km per hour. So the decided option is 720 km per hour. Option D is the answer. Let me discuss how we get the answer. Distance is equal to speed into time. So first speed speed is equal to distance by time. So distance is equal to speed into time. So 240 into 5. They have given 240. Time is also given 240 into 5,200 kilometers. So now we find the distance. Speed is equivalent in a formula distance by time. So distance is 1,200 kilometer and the time is they have into 3 by next hour time is they have given 1 into 2 by 3 hours. So mixed fraction you have to convert into normal fraction. For that multiplying this 3 ones are 3, 3 plus 2 5 by 3. Multiplying 3 1 to 1, so 3 ones are 3, 3 plus 2 5 by 3. So 1200 divided by 5 by 3. That means distance value already we find 1200 divided by time value they have given 5 by 3. So we can write 1 into 2 by 3 hours is equals 5 by 3 hours. Then 1200 taking this reciprocal, it will become 3 by 5. So 720 kilometers. Solving this equation, so I got 720 kilometers per hour. So the answer is option D. Kindly go through the problem 1 minute. If you had any doubt, means I will explain. Otherwise, we move on to the next problem. Okay, let me move on to the next problem. So time and work we have some speed distance formula, so that only I'm going to do more. Wait a minute. We have some speed problems related to this, so we are going to discuss here. A man on tour. A man on tour travels first to 160 kilometer at 160 kilometer at 64 kilometer per hour, and next 160 kilometer at 80 kilometer per hour. The average speed for the first 320 kilometer of the tour is we have to calculate. So I already told you, read the problem twice, then you can easily solve the problem. A man on tour travels first 160 km at 64 km per hour, and the next 160 km at 80 km per hour, and then average speed for the first 320 km of the tour we have to calculate. So you imagine you travel first 160 km at 64 km per hour, and the next 160 km is 80 km per hour. A man on tour travels first 160 kilometer at 64 kilometer per hour, and then next 160 kilometer at 80 kilometer per hour. So he divides his journey by 2. So first 160 kilometer by 64 kilometer per hour speed. The next second half of his journey is covered again 160 kilometer, but the speed is 80 kilometer per hour. So the average speed of the first 320 kilometer. How we get 320 now? 160 plus 160, 320. So the average speed for the first 320 kilometer of the tour is we have to calculate. And option they have given 4 options. Option A is 35.55, option B is 36, option C is 71.11, and option D is 71. So what is the answer? Option C, 71.11 kilometer. Let us discuss how we get the answer. explanation. So total time taken, we know time taken is equivalent to, they have first half travels first 160 kilometer, his distance is 160 kilometer at 64 kilometer per hour speed. So 160 divided by 64. Second half is also 160, but speed is different, 80 kilometer per hour. So 160 by 80 is equivalent to, they have given 9 by 2 hours. The first 320 kilometer is equivalent to 9 by 2 hours. Simplifying that, you got 9, simplifying this above equation, I got 9 by 2 hours. So average speed is equivalent to, here we have, because the average speed for, they are asking the first 320 kilometer, they are asking average speed. So multiplying 320 with divide the answer by 320 divided by 9 by 2, taking reciprocals, it becomes 2 by 9, and simplifying 320 into 2 by 9, I got 71.1111 kilometers. So the answer is option C. So see here, round off in this answer 71.11, I'm round offing means I got 71. So here, to confuse you, they have given two options, right? 71.11 as well as 71. Both, they don't think both are correct answer. You need to produce exact answer. Suppose you are selecting option D, means your answer is wrong. We can ask, ma'am, why they given answer, why you are said as wrong, because 71.11 is round off, it means you got 71. But in optional, we have, they have given, and one more option, exact answer is also there. So you have to choose 71.11, and then only, not 71 ma, the exact answer is 71.11. So are you understand? This is also important problem. Please go through for half a second, then we move on to the next one. That means if I divide his journey into two half, first half he takes as 160, second half is also 160. And the first half 160, he travels at the speed of 64 kilometers. The second half it took 80 kilometers per hour. The question is to find the average speed for the total 320 kilometer of the two. So 320 means 160 plus 160, 320. So 320, he asked the question. They are asking the question, the average speed for the first 320 kilometer. So for that, first 160 kilometer, his speed is 64. The second half 160, the speed is 80. Simplifying this above equation, so I got 9 by 2 hours. So the average speed for the total 320 kilometer means 320 divided by 9 by 2, taking reciprocal 320 into 2 by 9. So simplifying, I got 71.11 kilometers. So the exact answer is option C, not option D. Please all of you keep it in your mind. Okay. Okay, ma, that's all. I just revise the important key points, ma. This is time over value, speed and distance. So the important basic things, just I want to revise. Please practice this problem in today also. Then you can clear about the topic speed and distance, time, speed and distance. So speed is equivalent to distance by time. Distance is equivalent to speed into time. Time is equivalent to distance by speed. Then kilometer per hour to meter per second conversion, as well as meter per second to kilometer per hour conversion. X kilometer per hour is equivalent to converting into kilometer per hour to meter per second means multiplying the answer with 5 by 18 and similarly multiplying the answer with 18 by 5. When converting meter per second to kilometer per hour, multiply the answer with 18 by 5. And then average speed, this is the important key formula, average speed 2xy divided by x plus y. So we can calculate the average speed, they are traveling in opposite directions also, as well as in the same direction also. Same direction we are also calculating, in opposite direction also we can calculate. Yes, ma'am. I want to take my attendance also. Okay, ma. Thank you, pa. Thank you. Can we close the session, ma? Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you all.